Hello, I am Sonja Rankin. I am a accredited buyer's representative here in the Emerald Coast of Florida. I'm also a certified military relocation professional with Realty One Group Emerald Coast. I am a realtor and a licensed real estate agent, I should say. So here are the steps for buying a home. So number one, contact me, text me, email me, call me. Let me know how many bedrooms and bathrooms you're looking for in the area and what towns you might consider. Step number two, call a lender and get pre-approved. Call a local lender. In this video attached to the bottom in the description, there will be a list of local lenders that I recommend. Sometimes local lenders can offer perks if you're buying in the area. Big box lenders can tend to charge you fees that you don't even realize are fees. So I always recommend a local lender because I can pick up the phone and call them and say, hey, I need a pre-approval letter for $450. That's what they want to offer. But if you go to a big box lender and you are pre-approved for up to $500,000, they may be only available from 9 to 5, and if we're looking at houses on the weekend, all we have to hand the seller is that pre-approval for $500,000, and here we are offering $450. You're kind of showing your hand that you have more money. So we want to get a pre-approval letter from a local lender if possible. Sellers prefer it in our market. And also, at that time you get pre-approved, you can ask the lender, hey, how much would my monthly payment be at this price range? Ooh, I don't like that. How much would my monthly payment be at this price range? And maybe that works. And then you could say, hey, Mr. Lender, what will my estimated closing costs be? And then you'll know that number as well, so we can keep the ball rolling and keep things going smoothly. So we have your pre-approval letter, and you say, hey, Sonja, let's go check out these houses this weekend. Let's get going. And I say, okay, great, we can go check out those houses, but it's currently policy. There's been some changes in the real estate industry. It's currently my policy to have you fill out a buyer brokerage agreement. Basically, it's a form all in the name of transparency. It tells you what my duties are to you. It asks for some loyalty. It says, hey, if you go to an open house, let them know you have an agent. If you see a for sale sign on the side of the road, call me up and tell me about it, and I can get you any information on that home, and we can go check it out. Don't call the sign that's on the side of the road. If you're on Zillow, don't click contact agent. That connects you in most cases with an agent who is paid for advertising, not the listing agent in most cases. So if you see a house on Zillow you love, send it to me. I can give you some information on it, and I can arrange for us to see it together. And it also shares how I'm paid. It talks about commission, and the video that I send over with that buyer brokerage agreement explains everything. So after we have that signed, then policy is fulfilled. I have everything I need to go take you out and show you those houses. And there are some cases where the seller would require that buyer brokerage agreement, and maybe look at some of the details that are on there in the case of an offer. So as we go forward, we're checking out these houses. You find one you love, we write an offer, you tell me what your terms are. I make you a video after I've written it up, and I go line by line and show you, hey, here's where we wrote in that you wanted to offer X amount, and here's how we're closing on that closing date that you wanted. And I make a video going over what we had discussed. Then we give them 24 hours notice typically, to give them 24 hours to review it, because sometimes they're out of state or out of country. Next, let's say we get under contract, they accept it. Terrific. Now it's time to get to work. I send you an email with all the dates and details and deadlines. Then I start on my end. It's time to get the earnest money deposit in. This is typically 1% of the offer price, and it's something we will have discussed in the offer. And that's due within typically 3 days of the offer being accepted. So you get that earnest money deposited. And then we continue on. I order inspections. If you have a preferred inspector, you can let me know. I have some options that you can choose from, and you can pick your own at any point. So we get the inspection done. Maybe there's repairs. If you wrote a standard contract, we can request some repairs. If you wrote an as-is contract, that typically means you're not going to be asking for repairs. You're accepting the home as it is, so we wouldn't ask repairs. And as we continue on, those repairs are completed. We may need a reinspection in order to get a clear 4-point or a clear WDO inspection, whatever the case is. And then we continue on with the transaction. Each process, I explain things a little bit more. Next, we have an appraisal. The lender orders the appraiser to come out. The appraiser comes out and they say, hey, yep, it's at value or over. That's great. You have instant equity if it's over. And if it's lower, then we go to the seller and we say, hey, we could only get a loan for X amount of money. We negotiate a little bit more. And most cases, it appraises and we're good. So as we continue forward, we go through, the lender gives us a clear to close, the title does their little title search and they give us a clear to close, but just before that, we're going to I'm going to send the inspection reports that are necessary over to the insurance companies. I will have given you a few quotes and you tell me which one you'd like to work with. We bind insurance, then we get the clear to close. Then the title gives us their okay on the search in most cases, and I'll give you a checklist or a number list down below. Things may be a little bit tweaked, but this is generally the process. Then it's time to sign. We get you to the closing table, you sign, you get handed some keys, and you are the proud new owner of a property in Florida. So if you have any questions about this process, please let me know. See the notes below. I'll have a list of local lenders that you can call and bounce some ideas off of them. If you have, tell them everything. Tell them what your plans are and what your plans are for the property. They usually can help you out and come up with ideas that you may not have thought of. So lender's your best friend, and they're the one to go to with anything financial. For anything house related, I'm your girl. All the resources that I have will be listed down below, and I'll share some other information with you in that. And when it's time to buy, please contact me. I am Sonja Rankin, Realtor with Realty One Group, Emerald Coast. Thanks for watching.